Hanzo, at your service.
What's up everybody? In Hi-Rez's OB39 patch preview, they detailed their balancing plans for the next patch, and most of them were nerfs. Many of us hoped for a Cassie nerf, particularly to her dodge roll cards, but instead we got a nerf to Evie's wormhole. Before I talk about the changes, you need to know what wormhole is. Here's the card. Essentially, this adds an extra dynamic to Evie's kit, allowing her to blink twice within a set window. But it has a drawback, that if you don't blink back, you have to wait on not only the time window cooldown, but the original cooldown as well. Meaning that if you have a 4-second wormhole and don't blink back, you have to wait 8 seconds before blinking again. This is the only card in the game with a drawback, as well as having the biggest impact of any other card. So, Evie really only has two viable builds. The first build uses a 2-second window, wormhole 1, and the other build uses a 4-second window, wormhole 2. With the changes, her numbers were literally chopped in half. This change is confusing to me to say the least. Historically, Hi-Rez has opted to balance in ways that benefit the low and mid-level play, without any consideration for high level. Think back to the nerf and adjustment to Grover a couple patches ago. They cut his base health down during a time when Grover was considered just as bad as Sky in high level play. Players were baffled by this change, but their defense was that Grover's win rate was really high overall. But any above average player will tell you that this is because new or misinformed players buy aggression instead of cauterize and lose from that one purchase alone. Following this, let's look at a tweet from Drybear a couple weeks ago regarding Cassia and Roxas. We'll be looking at Cassia and Roxas from a meta level. Currently, they are both underperforming at most levels of play. This was heartbreaking to read for anyone following the competitive scene because Cassie has been a must-pick for a long time now. Now back to Evie. Evie's high skill floor, as well as people's general attitude towards the champion, lead me to believe Evie underplays anywhere below the top 5% of players. The worst part about this change is, pros almost exclusively use Wormhole 1. This patch will hardly affect Evie at all in the pro scene, as players will remove 1 point from Ice Block healing or whatever card they chose to fill in, and put it into Wormhole, bringing it back to 2 seconds. The players who are really affected are those using 4 seconds or more. 6 and 8 second builds are now impossible, while anyone wanting to keep 4 seconds will have to sacrifice a lot of utility elsewhere to keep it. OB39 will maintain Evie's strength at high level, but for new and average players, this change will hurt their playstyle and make Evie even more difficult to learn. Past balancing changes have suggested that Hi-Rez cares about catering to lower level and mid-level play more than high level. So I'm curious what led them to go against their typical design philosophy for this one case, while other champs like Cassia and Roxas reign supreme, and champs like Grover and Sky are tossed in the trash can. With that long rant out of the way, what do these changes mean and what can we do now? Well, if you're using my Fly Like an Eagle loadout, go ahead and delete it. Oh wait, you can't.
Sorry.
No, but really, you have 3 big options now. You can try to keep 4 seconds in Wormhole, and then take the blunt of the nerf, sacrificing Sword Duration or whatever cards you filled in there. You can opt for a brand new never before seen 3-second Wormhole, allowing you 2 to 3 shots before blinking back. Or you can conform to the pro standard and learn to play with a 2-second Wormhole. If you're currently using 4 seconds in Wormhole and make no changes at all to your build for this next patch, you'll be opting for this option regardless.
Enjoy.
Before taking the plunge and switching from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, there's some things you should know. 2-second Wormhole plays significantly different from 4 seconds. I say this because I've been trying it myself. It's been a very rough transition, especially when I'm learning while playing against this shit. Anyway, here's some key differences and things you should know. 2 seconds is a really short time frame. It's really difficult to assess the situation post-blink and still manage to get 2 shots off before blinking back. For us normal people, that kind of on-the-fly decision making is something to strive for, but probably not something we can expect to do on average. Regardless, if you want to play like the pros, 2 seconds is the way to go. Another thing, you don't always have to blink back. That's been the biggest lesson I've had to learn while playing with 2 seconds in Wormhole. At 4 seconds, not blinking back puts you on an 8-second penalty from blinking, since you have to wait for the blink window to finish before the cooldown starts. 2-second Wormhole means you're only put on a 6-second hold, which is much more manageable. In fact, if you watch some pros play Evie, you'll notice they blink back less than half of the time. I would attribute this partially to not being able to finish the job during that 2-second window, but also because always blinking back can become very predictable and people will start camping your blink spot to kill you quickly. Try that against a 4-second Wormhole player and you'll be wasting valuable time. All footage shown so far has been using a 4-second Wormhole. If you want to see how a pro player uses a 2-second window instead, for now I'll be recommending Bugsy. I'll throw a link to a video of his in the description. Well, anyway, I think I've said the word wormhole so much that it's beginning to lose all meaning to me, so I need to wrap this up. Many of you have asked for some Evie gameplay, so I'm going to let the rest of this match play out. Oh, actually, a couple more things. Last week I released my first Canessa montage, and in the description I briefly mentioned I opened up a new Discord. This is my official announcement for that. We'll be doing viewer games every Sunday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. We did some viewer games this past Sunday, but there was only like 10 of us, so there's definitely room for more to join. One last thing. I'll be opening a Patreon account at the same time as releasing this video. Patreon is a way to say thanks to content developers and help justify their lowly lives. So if you like what I do and want to contribute, you can find the link for that below, as well as a link to our Discord. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
You're
on fire! Wait. Battle has begun. Wait. 30 seconds remaining.